Here with Coach Sean Kiracofe as Lady Demons inching closer to the start of the season. First, I guess, maybe not first, but the next step in that coming up on Saturday with that exhibition against Lafayette. Before we talk about that, just take me through the past, I guess, week plus of camp and practice and all that. We talked about getting that rust knocked off. Assume that you guys did that over the first few days, and now kind of really getting into the meat of preparation for the season.
Well, first I have to ask, does this count as our first official show, or is that after we play? So this is just
maybe next week when we get into the first week of actual real matches. Yeah.
All right. So just a preview.
Not the Sean Kiracofe show yet.
Okay. The first week of camp has been fantastic. Being able to have everyone back over the summer. I've talked about a ton about that being just, a huge benefit because they get to play. We don't get to work with them on the court, but they get to play with each other and be around each other and create a little bit of chemistry with those incoming freshmen. And then, like we said, just knock the rust off a little bit and just play and touch a ball in a different setting than it just kind of being, doubles or to have fun. So the first week was great. We had a lot of new faces, so we put a lot of time in. They did not get a lot of time off, and we've tried to kind of taper down a little bit so we can get rid of some soreness and some aches that we have already. But it's natural to have those, and the work that we needed to put in was needed. So I think we're in a good spot.
Yeah. You mentioned the new faces. How has their, progression been over those past few days and weeks leading into this Saturday? Just, getting their feet ready for their first collegiate, competitions.
It's come along really quickly. We really like this class, and you go back in time to before COVID. And we always knew there was going to be a huge transition from the 20 season into the 21 season. But we felt with that class, they filled roles and complemented the 20 class really well. And so while it was going to be a big transition after losing, Hannah, we felt that all the pieces would fit together really well. And, fast forward to now, they have. And obviously we had a lot of people, I sound like I'm repeating myself a bunch, but we were shorthanded from just a pure numbers and roster standpoint in the spring season, but new, and we're looking forward to today of just when that extra class came in and filled those gaps, that it was gonna work, and it has. So, they've had their little bumps along the way of just being freshmen and learning, specifically for Piper, the setter, learning just a new language and sets that are close to what she was already running, but we wanted it a little bit different. That can be hard to kind of make those adjustments when it's the same set and it used to be correct, but now we want it a little bit different, or because of the attackers that you're setting, it needs to be a little bit different. That's always difficult for an incoming freshman. But everybody else, just has done a great job just jumping in and going.
Yep. So, team as a whole, maybe even the newcomers included. Obviously, we talked about Symone as well. She has some experience in the collegiate level. She's not the only new face that is a freshman. I think I said that right. What are you looking for this team as a whole on Saturday? As, like I said, you still have a few more days to work towards that opening match against Tulane, but just to know that you're taking the steps you want to take to get ready for those ones that do count on the W and L ledger.
Yeah, what's great about Symone, she's done fantastic when she's stepped on the court, and granted she took a little bit of time off, and so was a little bit rusty herself, just because she hadn't been, in a competitive setting for a little while, but that came along really quickly. But it's her relationship with Haley since they've played together that has made that transition really easy. Their communication and how they work together on the court is very apparent, and it's something that, everyone will get after playing with each other for a few years, and they've already done that. So that adjustment time for her has been really short, and just because of that relationship with Haley, and then everyone else just kind of being able to jump on board with that. What looking forward to on Saturday, we're at a point now that I think that we've done a great job of kind of getting used to each other, and it now comes down to see what works, what doesn't work, because we know what works against ourselves, but there's another team is going to present something that either works for them or something that we feel works for us, is going to be stopped by them. And we're at that point now where we just got to see, what works, what doesn't, and then make those little adjustments going into when we start playing a different team.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you.